Hello there, my friends. Welcome to the Star Wars Vault. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for new Star Wars content every week. Okay guys, I'm coming at you with a new fanfiction for today. What if Ahsoka Tano never left the Jedi Order? We begin at the immediate aftermath of Ahsoka's unjust trial brought on by the Republic. She was acquitted of all charges thanks to the help of Master Skywalker's evidence of Barriss Offee being the culprit all along. With Barriss's confession to the crimes she committed on the Jedi Temple, the Galactic Republic grants Ahsoka Tano her freedom. The Jedi Council holds a meeting with Ahsoka and Anakin to formally welcome her back to the Order, with Master Windu insisting this event was Tano's great trial. He suggests that she would not have been a greater Jedi otherwise. While relieved that she is now free and proven innocent, Ahsoka can't help but feel neglected by the Council for not believing in her during the trial. Grandmaster Yoda says, "Back into the Order you may come." Anakin puts out his hand to his previously expelled Padawan. Ahsoka, with sadness in her eyes, closes her master's hand shut. "I'm sorry, Master, but I'm not coming back," she whispers as she walks away. Anakin, in complete disbelief, rushes outside after Ahsoka. "You're making a mistake," he yells. "No, I'm not. This is what I have to do," Ahsoka responds. "Ahsoka, look at me. You are a Jedi. You were born to do this." "I was, Anakin, and I was meant to be your Padawan. But now is the time for me to leave." "How? How could you?" Anakin shouts. "Where will you go? How could you leave me when I believed in you the whole time when nobody else did?" "I know you did, Master. I just can't stay after what has all transpired." Anakin looks down at the ground for a moment. He looks back up at Ahsoka. He says, "Ahsoka, I am the one who freed you. If it wasn't for me getting Barriss's confession, you might have been executed. Now I know you have issues with the Jedi Council and the Order, and I understand more than anyone to lose your trust in the Jedi. But I am a part of the Jedi, and I saved your life. I'm not asking you to take a chance on the Jedi. I'm asking you to take a chance on me. Don't leave me hanging after all we've been through." After a brief silence, Ahsoka asks, "How could you be sure that this never happens again?" "I can be sure that, no matter what happens, I will be there for you, with the Jedi or without," he replies. After such hard consideration, Ahsoka accepts the offer and is reinstated. Several months later, the Clone War rages on. Outside of a few solo missions, Ahsoka spends most of her time with Anakin and Obi-Wan in the Outer Rim. While the trio finish a successful mission on the distant planet Urbana, the Jedi receive a transmission from Lady Bo-Katan of Mandalore. She has arrived on Urbana in hopes of talking them into helping her capture Maul, a former Sith apprentice. Maul has begun to seize the planet of Mandalore, to which Bo-Katan desperately needs help to save. Once she goes over her plan, Obi-Wan insists they must get permission from the Jedi Council and the Republic before they can authorize their help for this mission. "Really? And after everything?" Bo shouts. "I thought my sister Satine meant something to you." Obi-Wan gives her a look of shock followed by sternness. "She did, and still does. But I'm not going to betray my duty to the Council," he replies. Bo expresses her defiance and looks to Anakin and Ahsoka for help. Both of them try to convince Obi-Wan until an emergency call comes in that the Chancellor has been abducted. The Republic has called on Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Ahsoka to come to Coruscant to rescue Palpatine. The Mandalorian walks away with anger in her eyes, realizing there's no chance of the Jedi's help now. Mandalore being a neutral system in a galactic war doesn't make their crisis a priority for the Republic at the time being. The three Jedi get into their ships and lead a team all the way back to the galactic capital that is Coruscant. They run into the giant Invisible Hand, a ship that General Grievous is escaping the system on. Once the Jedi crash land their ships into the Invisible Hand, they quickly make their way through the levels to find where Palpatine is being held captive. They find him restrained to a chair in a giant room. Before they can even greet him, Palpatine warns the three that Count Dooku is behind them. The Sith Lord Tyrannus mocks the Jedi, and especially Anakin. "You can't beat me on your own, boy, so you had to bring both your master and your little apprentice?" Dooku jokes. "Nice try, Dooku. You're not going to get out of fighting all three of us," Skywalker responds with a grin on his face. The The Jedi trio begin to move on the Sith, who is joined by 2 super battle droids. Anakin takes the first 1v1 against Dooku, while Ahsoka and Obi-Wan quickly dispatch the B2 droids. Once the 2 join Anakin in on the fight, the Count realizes he needs to create space, and quick. He force pushes Obi-Wan while taking Ahsoka and Anakin 2v1. After a few parries and twirls, Dooku stuns Ahsoka with Force Lightning, effectively knocking her out cold. Anakin turns more offense on, realizing he needs to step it up, as he matches the Sith Lord evenly with every strike. Obi-Wan gets up and begins to rush back towards Dooku. The Count sees the young master closing in, to which he quickly force chokes Anakin and tosses him aside. Dooku proceeds to fight Obi-Wan head-on. Knowing the matchup advantage he has over Kenobi, the evil Sith swiftly misdirects every defensive strike by Obi-Wan until he finds an opening and takes it. Dooku slices his right leg, much like he did on Geonosis, only this time, he follows it up with a clean swing at the Jedi Master's neck. Obi-Wan's body falls to the ground with his head rolling away. Anakin has just witnessed this all. He becomes enraged. The Chosen One wastes no time and leaps toward the Count. The 2 begin to fight a lengthy sequence to where each have met their match. Dooku decides to raise the stakes as he pushes Anakin with the Force and runs over to Ahsoka's unconscious body. Laying on his back and fearful of Ahsoka being killed, Skywalker desperately uses every inch of his power in the Force to choke Lord Tyrannus and pull him backwards by his throat. This stops the immediate threat to Ahsoka, and the 2 continue on in their duel. Palpatine looks on with mostly excitement, although he is slightly worried that Ahsoka will not be killed. This puts a minor setback in his plan, but his main objective is to set Anakin up to be turned to the dark side in the very near future. After tapping into said dark side, Anakin manages to disarm the Count, forcing him to fall to his knees in front of him. While having Dooku in an execution-like position, Palpatine goads Anakin into killing him. What no one knew is that Ahsoka began to stir before this moment. She looks up and sees what is occurring. All she can think of is to shout, "Anakin! No! No, don't! Don't listen to her, Anakin. She is delirious. Look what happened to your master Obi-Wan. The man is clearly too dangerous to be kept alive. Please, do it! Quick!" Anakin focuses his eyes back on Dooku with hostile intent. In an instant, he serves Count Dooku the same fate that he gave to Obi-Wan. The Sith Lord Tyrannus has fallen. Anakin frees Palpatine from the chair and picks up the shaken Ahsoka, and carries her on his shoulder. The Chancellor doesn't think to advise Anakin in leaving Ahsoka behind, as he would scold Palpatine and state that she is clearly alive and thus worth saving. After unsuccessfully capturing or destroying General Grievous, Ahsoka helps her master crash land the Invisible Hand onto the surface of Coruscant with the Chancellor on board. Anakin and Ahsoka are praised for their courage and accomplishments on the mission. Later that night, the Jedi have a ceremony in honor of the late Obi-Wan Kenobi. Anakin reunites with his secret wife, Senator Padme Amidala. Padme tells Anakin that she is pregnant with his child. He expresses his gratitude and excitement, but proceeds to voice his sorrow over his master's death. "I understand, Annie. He was a great mentor and an even better friend. We truly are gonna miss him. I know, it's tough. I'm lost. I feel like I didn't get to appreciate him and everything he's done for me," Anakin says. "I don't know how I'll ever get over how I felt when I saw Dooku murder him in front of me. It sent me to a place I hope I never have to go again." The 2 embrace as they head to the service in honor of Master Kenobi. The couple head to bed that night, where Anakin wakes up from nightmares of Padme dying in childbirth. The Jedi Knight slowly is becoming overwhelmed. The next day, Palpatine informs Anakin that he is personally appointing him to the Jedi Council. He states that Anakin and Ahsoka's bravery in rescuing him deserves an upgraded position for both Jedi. To their dismay, the Council denies Anakin both the rank of Master and a seat on the Council. Anakin's Master card being rejected also means that Ahsoka's appointment to Jedi Knight has also been denied. "How could you do this? After everything we just did for the Republic? We saved the Chancellor. We killed Count Dooku. Talk about a substantial loss for the Separatists. All the while, I lost my master, my dear friend, one of the very members on this council. This is a direct insult to my face and to Ahsoka's." We are not going to discuss this any further, young Skywalker. That is all. You and your Padawan are dismissed, Master Windu sternly responds. Let's go, Ahsoka. The two leave in disappointment. As the next couple days pass, Anakin continues to have nightmares of Padme's demise. He is asked to speak to Chancellor Palpatine, who goes on to inform Anakin of the legend of Darth Plagueis. The takeaway from this story was the power to save others from death, to which Anakin took great interest in. Palpatine made sure to tell Anakin he cannot learn this power from any Jedi. Anakin can't help but go to Ahsoka about his nightmares afterwards. While Ahsoka was not caught off guard that her master and Senator Amidala were indeed together, she was alarmed by Anakin's premonitions. It could be nothing, Anakin. You never know what the Force is telling you. It could be your mind playing tricks after everything that's happened recently, she says. No, it can't be, Ahsoka. I had the same visions when my mother died, and I wasn't able to save her. I can't let this happen to Padme and our baby. I won't, Anakin exclaims. I understand, Master. I'm glad you felt like you could come and tell me. I'll be here for you no matter what, just like you've been for me. The two share a friendly hug and go their separate ways. Meanwhile on Mandalore, Bo-Katan is killed by the savage Maul, who has now taken complete control of the planet and is creating havoc for the remaining Mandalorians who oppose him. Back on Coruscant, the Jedi Council hold an overnight meeting. They discuss what they must do to get Chancellor Palpatine to leave office, since he's overstayed his term. Master Yoda determines the destruction of General Grievous will be the key to starting this movement to slow Palpatine's rise to unlimited power. The Grand Master selects none other than himself to lead the charge on Utapau against Grievous. Once Yoda arrives on the planet and engages Grievous, Master Windu assigns Anakin to give the Chancellor this report. We must know what his intentions are when he hears this information. Report back to me when you are finished, Mace says. Yes, Master, Anakin replies. The Chosen One heads to the Chancellor's office to inform him of Master Yoda taking on General Grievous. Palpatine can sense the confusion within Anakin as he compliments him on his talents and success in the war. He invites him to break the fog of lies the Jedi have created around him. Anakin begins to agree and shares that he feels the Jedi Council don't trust him or Ahsoka. Palpatine starts to feed off this and take the chance of nonchalantly revealing himself as a Sith Lord. Anakin draws his lightsaber out. You're the Sith! Sidious looks at him with soft eyes. I know what's been troubling you. You are afraid Padme will die. Let me help you, son. I don't trust you, Anakin screams. Oh, but you don't trust the Jedi either, correct? Isn't that what you just told me a moment ago? Palpatine responds. Anakin looks up and down, displaying how torn he is. He turns his saber off. I'm going to turn you over to the Council, Anakin says. That's fine. You want to do what you feel is right. Just remember, Anakin, the Jedi don't have the power to save Padme. Only I do, the Sith Lord states with a smile. Anakin returns to the Jedi Temple to inform Mace Windu about Palpatine. Right after Windu tells Skywalker that Master Yoda has defeated General Grievous, Anakin tells Mace that the Chancellor is a Sith Lord. A Sith Lord? Windu asks. Yes, Master, we must hurry our way to arrest him. He is very powerful, Anakin answers. I don't think so, Skywalker. You stay back here in the chambers. But I must go, Master, Anakin yells. No, I sense too much uncertainty in you. You don't trust me, and therefore, I don't trust you. Wait here until we return. Master Windu leaves with 3 other masters on his way to Palpatine's office. Anakin walks away angrily and head towards the chambers. Before he arrives there, he runs into Ahsoka in the halls. He tells her everything, even about Mace Windu forcing him to stay behind. Do you think Master Windu and the others are able to handle this? Ahsoka asks. Absolutely not, he responds. You need to come with me to make sure this can go the way it needs to. Ahsoka agrees and follows him to his ship. She can't help but wonder if there's more at play. Anakin, is there something else I should know? Something you need to tell me? No, Ahsoka, I need you to be focused. This situation is life or death. She nods at her master. They rush over to the office where they find Saesee Tin, Ajan Kolar, and Kit Fisto all dead around the office floor. They then see Windu and Sidious fighting by the glass window as it shatters. Palpatine loses his lightsaber and begins to unleash his Force lightning on everything around him. stunning Ahsoka inadvertently. Mace Windu reflects the electric bolts right back at Sidious, who begins to deform. The evil Sith sees Anakin walking forward and proceeds to play the victim card. He calls Windu a traitor and reiterates that Anakin needs him to save his wife from death. Anakin begins to turn, as his Padawan is knocked out and unable to talk him out of this. With the animosity between Anakin and Mace, it was just enough to push him over and disarm the Jedi Master to save the man who promised him everything he wanted. Palpatine then shocks Mace Windu into oblivion as he is hurled and electrocuted out of the window. Anakin doesn't feel any remorse for this until he notices Ahsoka was still here. He got caught up in the moment and forgot she was with him. Ahsoka wakes up and asks what happened. She looks over and sees Sidious getting up. "Anakin, what happened? Where's Master Windu?" Sidious looks over to Anakin and says, "You must prove your loyalty to me now. Kill her and fulfill your destiny so that you can save your wife from certain death." Anakin looks back and forth between the two, visibly conflicted. "Anakin, don't do this. It's not right. You know it's not." "I have to save her, Ahsoka," Anakin says with a stone-cold stare. He begins to attack his apprentice with his lightsaber. Ahsoka begrudgingly defends his offensive strikes. Sidious starts to cackle as he watches his new apprentice prove his loyalty and conviction to him. Anakin knocks Ahsoka down, who is barely able to defend herself. She looks up at him as he lifts his saber up for the final blow, as she utters, "Like you said, Anakin, this situation is life or death. I guess you were never truly there for me all along." This causes the Chosen One to pause mid-swing. He quickly begins to evaluate what is happening and just how far he's gone. Anakin then remembers what he told Padme days ago about Obi-Wan and how he never wanted to go to that place again. But here he is, exactly in that place. In this moment, he decides to act out of courage, not fear. He chooses the path of merit, not greed. And with Sidious thinking his plan has finally been realized, Anakin uses the Force to throw his lightsaber like a helicopter at the Chancellor's throat, instantly decapitating him. The Sith Lord falls lifeless to the ground as Anakin picks up Ahsoka, who embraces her master with a hug. "You know, I almost thought you were gonna kill me, Sky Guy," she says. "I'm so sorry, Snips. I just can't believe I let him get inside my head to the point where I thought I should. You saved me more than I saved you. I'm extremely grateful that you reminded me of who I am." The Clone Wars soon ends after Master Yoda returns from his successful mission on Utapau. He holds a meeting in the council room with both Anakin and Ahsoka. "After your courageous efforts in destroying the Sith Lord, grant you the rank of Master Skywalker." "I do," Anakin smiles. "And for you, young Ahsoka, yes, earn the rank of Jedi Knight. You have." The two promoted Jedi walk down the halls of the temple. Ahsoka asks her master, "So are you ever going to tell me what happened to Master Windu, Anakin? Let's just say that you and I have had many problems with the Jedi over the years, as we both know. And so while I may be extremely flawed, I don't think it's a stretch to say Master Windu was flawed himself." The two then walk into the ceremony dedicated to Mace Windu and the other Jedi killed in Palpatine's office. Anakin soon has twin babies with Padme, who comes out healthy on the other side of childbirth. Ahsoka calls herself their aunt and promises to teach them once they grow old enough. Padme and her peers in the Senate vote on Mon Mothma to become the new Supreme Chancellor of the Galactic Republic. This story ends with Anakin and Ahsoka dueling for fun as they reflect on their unique relationship they have, how they never gave up on each other. And that is what would happen if Ahsoka Tano never left the Jedi Order, at least from my point of view. I had a lot of fun creating this, and I'm excited to continue making more stories, but I want to know what you guys thought of this. Did you enjoy this fan fiction? Were you happy or unhappy with the direction I took this in? Let me know what you guys liked about it and what more stories you'd like to see. Drop a comment below and don't forget to force push that like button if you enjoyed this video. You can find my social media links in the description, and with that, my friends, I'll catch you all with the new fanfiction real soon. So until then, may the Force be with you.